Hey everybody, good afternoon, good evening to you all, and welcome to the stream. Mendy, Buffalo Bill, Lael, welcome guys. Let's see, we have mail. Let's check our mail. We have lots of mail. Alright, that's good. We sold a bunch of stuff. We got 14 gold. And the paladin has like 9 or 10 gold. So we are coming along. Tim, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Alright, I think to start things off, let's do a little bit of tailoring. Now that we're past level 10, now that we can train the next rank, I feel like that is a good place to start. After that, we'll do a little fishing, and then we'll go from there. Whitney, Woodrow Cook, X-Vision, welcome guys. Thanks for being here, I appreciate it. How am I doing? Well, I'm here. I'm playing WoW, so I am doing pretty good. I can't complain. Talon, happy Friday, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Eclipse, good afternoon to you and welcome. Alright, now what are we going to make to level up? This takes 3 bolts. We're looking for something with, like, few material cost. Maybe something like this. That seems good.
Hey there.
I mean, I could do an orange. Like, the orange is guaranteed skill ups. The yellow is not guaranteed, but it's like twice as many. Like the belt, like let's make a couple of these, and I just want to see if I actually get skill ups. If we're not getting skill ups, I'll stop and we'll make something else. Yeah, that's one with no skill up. There's a skill up. Oh, yep, that's green now. Let's try the gloves.
See you around.
Alright, we have to go train the next rank, which I believe we do somewhere around the corner from here.
Greetings.
There we go. There's journeyman and some new patterns.
Goddess, watch over.
Let's see what we got. Some of this we should make for ourselves. Barbaric linen vest. Yeah, we need to get some fine thread.
Looking for something specific? Have a good one. What are you looking for? Safe travels.
Buffalo Bill, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. That's incredibly generous, man. Yeah, you have a great Friday as well, man, and a happy weekend. Thank you so much. There we go. That's our new look. What else do we want to make? The boots don't have any stats. The cape doesn't have any stats. The bracers don't have any stats. So yeah, let's go back to the gloves for skill ups. See how that goes. Why am I not going down the red tree to get Seal of Command? I don't use Seal of Command. No, I do a Seal of Righteousness build, which for the way I play works out better. I've never liked Seal of Command. Seal of Command relies a lot on RNG. If you read Seal of Command and you understand how it works, it relies more on RNG, whereas doing a Seal of Righteousness build with like bonus holy damage is consistent damage. I just don't like Seal of Command. It's a personal choice, and it's not necessarily better than doing what I'm doing. That's all.
Good day to you.
I just don't like it. Every once in a while, people have convinced me to take it, and I've hated it every time I've taken it. And I know the internet says that it's better, so everyone wants to tell me that it's better. Oh, you got to do Seal of Command. Seal of Command's a better build. It's not a better build, and I don't care what the internet says. I just don't have fun with it. Is that basically all we can do? Yeah, that's all we can do for now. 83 out of 150 is pretty good. Let's go do a little bit of fishing. Yeah, most people just take it because the internet tells them what to do. What I do is I read the talents, and then I just come up with a build that I like. And I much prefer going Seal of Righteousness. That's just like steady bonus holy damage. With Seal of Righteousness, if you want to seal weave and you want to weave in Seal of the Crusader, you can do even more holy damage. So like depending on how much mana you want to spend per pull, you could deal a lot more damage. Fishing rod. Yeah, I totally have a fishing rod. There we go. Oh, we have to visit the mining trainer too. Apparently we're about to cap out on mining also. Fishing, we have a ways to go. Yeah, when it comes to Classic Era, I don't follow builds for Classic Era. I just read the talents and I pick what makes sense and I pick what I think I'm gonna do best with. I don't think I've ever looked at a build on the internet for Classic Era. It just seems kind of pointless to do so. The fact of the matter is this. No matter what spec or build you do, especially on the Paladin, no matter what spec or build you do, Paladin is D tier DPS. So it's like, you're never going to be cranking out DPS on a Paladin. It just isn't possible. It's not part of the class. So it doesn't make sense to me to try to do like a Uber build or a min-maxed build off the internet, because no matter what build you do, compared to most other classes, your DPS as a Paladin is going to suck. Like, that's just the bottom line. That's how it all shakes out. You can do whatever build you want. Your DPS is going to suck compared to mages, compared to rogues, compared to warriors, compared to just about every other spec in the game. So, like, for me, that's not where the fun of playing the Paladin comes in. Gaz, thanks for checking out the stream, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Apparently we can fish through the boat. That's interesting. Johnny, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. And also, like, furthermore, like, while you're leveling up in Classic Era, you know, for the 300 hours you're going to be leveling up, there's really no reason to worry about how optimal your build is. It absolutely doesn't matter. It's not like the content is super hard. It's not like there's a lot of challenge if you're playing, like, semi-intelligently and you're conscious. You just, like, pick a build that you like, read the talents, and pick talents that make sense. Pick a spec that like just feels like that's what you want to play, and you'll be fine. It's all about just investing the time. Whether or not you succeed at leveling up your character has nothing to do with your build. Yeah, this might not be the best place to fish, I'm not sure. This is just my go-to area while I'm in Stormwind. I think I need to be getting mud snappers. Mud snappers is what I need next. I have enough meat to get us to 50. We learn the mud snapper recipe, and then we're good. But yeah, I could probably run out into Elwyn and fish somewhere else. But I'm actually getting a lot of mud snappers here, so it's not bad. Technically, I should be in the water right now. Yeah, like, technically there's nothing under us. I'm not even sure I can back up. I'm kind of worried that if I back up, I will also fall into the water. So for right now, I'm just not going to move. Oh god, the kids. These annoying kids. Go find your own dock. I'm not your babysitter. Johnny, everybody does get thirsty whenever I play a female dwarf. The thirst is real. It's not my fault. I didn't make the character models. I just play as the characters. I also didn't design the gear. That was 2004 Blizz. 2004 Blizz, very, very different than 2024 Blizz. If it were 2024 Blizz making this piece of gear, she'd be covered from neck to wrist. Oh yeah, two different companies, two entirely different sets of human beings. Two different sets of human beings who are multiple generations apart from each other. Yeah, not even the same entity anymore. Speaking of Blizz, did you guys see the Ilaria animated short episode, like the 5-minute animated thing that they put out the other day? What did you guys think about that? I liked it overall. I feel like it had moments of strength and moments of weakness. I feel like they tried to walk a really fine line with how much violence they displayed in that little short. Like, parts of it were almost violent, but they did a good, I say good job, I don't know if it's a good job. They did a job of like hiding like some of the violence. So like they got halfway there. I thought it was pretty good. For 2024 Blizz, that animated short was pretty good. And it had a pretty decent Warcraft vibe overall. I like seeing some of the throwbacks to like the Second War, like getting the little history lesson. It's worth a watch. If you guys haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch. It was much better than the little than the short they put out the other week with the Spider Queen and Xalatath. It was better than that. Totally different style, but overall like felt more like Warcraft. Do these kids ever go away? I have this dock all to myself. And these kids came here, they didn't even cast their lines. They're just like weirdly stalking us. I don't even think he knows how to use that fishing rod. Yeah, War Within's going to have some of the more darker areas, but the reason they're going to be dark is primarily because they're underground. And I don't know if that counts. I don't know if a dark vibe counts when the dark vibe is happening because you're actually underneath the ground. So, yeah, we'll see. We're getting very close. We have less than a week until the launch of War Within. It's almost close enough for me to feel like some kind of excitement. Usually I can't get excited about stuff these days until it's like a couple days away. And we're almost there. We're almost in excitement territory. Lucas, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Blizzard's like, people say they want a darker tone. They say they want it to be a dark fantasy world. How do we accomplish this? I have it. Let's put it underground. The whole expansion will be underground. That'll be dark. It's not what we meant. Alright, let's train. We're getting close to cap here. And let's go cook. Let's go cook up all this stuff. We'll find a cooking fire, or we'll make our own, and we'll do some cooking. And then we could probably get out of here. Here we go. There's always a cooking fire somewhere in the Stormwind Square. Let's do all the roasted boar meat. And we're gonna have to find a cooking trainer as well. Yeah, we're gonna have to go back to the Pig and Whistle for that. Maybe we'll just head out to Goldshire. That could be an okay idea. Yeah, it's the server that we're on. That's why it's so busy. It's because we're on Whitemane. It's the server and the server cluster, I guess. Whereas if we go over to like some other server and we go to Stormwind, it's not going to look like this. Like if I go to Deviate Delight and I go to Stormwind, it's not going to look like this. If I go to one of the hardcore realms, it's not going to... If I go to Mancrik, it's not going to look like this, so... Yep, if you want it to look like this in Classic Era, your best bet is to play on the Whitemane cluster. And if you're in the EU, your best bet is to play on the Fire Maw cluster. We could probably equip our weapon, I suppose. All right, let's head out to Goldshire. We'll finish up our cooking in Goldshire, and then we're gonna head out to the east. We have some stuff to do at the logging camp. I'm gonna take the mountains, and we're just gonna kind of scour for ore. We're selling stacks of copper bars for like 2 gold a piece, and that's actually really good. So I kind of want to keep that up. I'm gonna check the mountains right here first before we shoot down into Goldshire. There's not typically a lot of ore like super close to Stormwind, but it's worth checking. As a newer player, can you play the new expansion right away, or do you need to spend a lot of time leveling up a new character? As a new player, you could level up a character in 4 hours and have them ready for the new expansion. Right now, there's a thing going on called the pre-patch event. And as a new player, what you want to do is you want to look up a guide for how to do the pre-patch event, or just watch one of our streams from last week. And you want to do the pre-patch event. That'll get you from level 10 to level 70 in about 4 hours. You'll do 1 to 10 in the starting zone. Pretty easy experience, get you acclimated to the controls in your class. And then you will just grind the pre-patch event for about 4 hours. You'll be current level cap. And then next week, when the expansion comes out, you'll be ready to jump right in. Yeah, it's not like Final Fantasy XIV. There's not a big like required MSQ. In fact, there's no required MSQ to speak of. There's hardly any story worth mentioning. It's really all about the gameplay. So yeah, absolutely. Yep, you can start playing right now. If you start playing right now and you look at a guide for how to like do the pre-patch, it's pretty simple once you understand it. You'll be max level in like 5-6 hours. Like tops. And a lot of times, like depending on what version of the expansion you purchase, they'll give you like a boost. You'll get a character boost. Like if you probably want to buy the $90 edition. That's going to let you play when the game actually comes out. So the game actually comes out on the 22nd. But if you don't buy the $90 edition, you don't get to play it for like 4 days after that. The cool thing is the $90 edition also comes with a character boost. That'll just boost you a character right to 70. So yeah, they absolutely make it easy for people that are new players to jump in and like participate in the new expansion right away.
What can I do for you? Can I help you? For the Alliance.
Good day to you.
The base version also gives you a boost. Oh, that's good to know. So you can buy the $60 version. You'll still get the boost, but you won't be able to play next Thursday. You'll have to wait 4 days until the following Tuesday to be able to play the game. It's worth, if you're going to spend $60, just spend $90 to play the game when it actually comes out. Don't give them your $60 to play the game 4 days later than everybody else. Just scrounge up 30 more bucks.
See you later.
Pay them what they want for the game. They want $90 for the game. That's what they think the game is worth. That's why they're offering early access to incentivize people. If you're going to part with $60, part with $90, play the game when it comes out. You'll probably have a more positive experience. I don't think I did anything I wanted to do. Yeah, let's cook. We train, but let's go ahead and let's cook these. Let's get them out of the inventory before I take off. I want to make sure that my inventory is as pristine as it can be before we run off into the fields. Yeah, the thing is, like, we've known about the cost in advance. Like, I was telling people a long time ago, like, save up the extra money. You have $60 now, save up the extra money. Like, a lot of times it's all about planning ahead. It just sucks to already pay 60 bucks and then you have to wait 4 days to play. Like, you know that everybody's going to be max level in 4 days. Everybody's going to be max level in like a day and a half. It's a shitty tactic, but it's not really a tactic. Like, it's not something they're doing to players. Their game is worth $90. They want $90 for the game. They're willing to let people have access to the game for $60, but they're really trying to show like that they want 90 bucks for the game. So it is what it is.
Greetings.
This is pretty good. Yeah, this looks good. I'm good with this.
Be careful.
Yeah, you're supposed to feel pressured to buy it. That's kind of the whole point. I mean, like I said, it's really just a case that what they're doing by locking early access behind the $90 charge is they're trying to express to you, the consumer, that they think their game is worth $90 and they would really like you to give them $90 for it because that's the work that they put into it. That's how they pay for the work they put into it. Thankfully, they're still offering people the $60 version, but you play later. Like, it's a very effective tactic, but they're trying to get the point across that like $90 is what they want. $90 is what they want the game to cost you. And that's basically it. Yeah, we have to stop thinking of it as paying extra, though, like, honestly. Because in a couple years, $90 is going to be your cheapest option. That's what they're trying to get you towards. There's this thing called inflation. And how that works is that the cost of shit goes up over time. And as more time passes, the cost of goods increases. And so that's where we're at. They're just trying to get you used to the idea of spending $90 on a new game, because $90 is going to be the new cost of a new game. Like, it's already basically like that for a lot of AAA titles. And so, like, eventually we're going to have to stop seeing it as paying extra, and we're just going to have to see it as paying for the cost of the game. Paying the cost of the game that allows the game to continue to be made, like, at a high level. Yeah, exactly. Offering the $60 version just lets people, they can still have their $60 version. If you're someone that really doesn't care when you start playing, like maybe it's a busy week at work that week, maybe you don't have time off anyway, maybe it really doesn't matter to you when you can start playing, and then you can pay for the $60 version and, you know, you can be happy that you saved 30 bucks. I don't know. Like, to me, like, I'm broke. I'm a poor person. To me, there's not a lot of difference between 60 bucks and 90 bucks. Like, if I'm already going to give up $60, I'm going to find a way just to scrounge up the 30 bucks extra to play when the game comes out. But that's because I plan to be there night one. Being there day one for a WoW launch is something that's important to me. It's important enough to me that I will pay them the true cost of their game. I will give them the $90 they want. Because that's what's going to let me play when I want to, which is when the game actually comes out. I value playing when the servers go live, especially for what I do. I don't have any interest in playing 4 or 5 days later. Like, I plan to be level capped by the end of the first weekend. So yeah, but yeah, if you're someone who doesn't really care, you're not super interested, you're not super hype, then I guess waiting doesn't really negatively impact you. You could take that 30 bucks and you can go buy a meal at McDonald's with it. It's about all it's going to get you. Yeah, but Diablo 4 sucked. Like, I regret my $90 on Diablo 4 as well. But the reason I regret it is because Diablo 4 was a horrible game when it launched. Absolutely terrible game. And it didn't really ever get better. So I think, like, the hope is that there's going to be a marked difference between how Diablo 4 felt and how the War Within feels. Now, yes, if the War Within launches and it's complete trash garbage and everybody hates it, then it's going to feel bad to have spent any money. You're not only going to regret in that scenario, like, I don't just regret that I bought Diablo 4 for the early access, I regret that I spent any fucking money on it at all. So in that case, when a game is truly bad, it's not going to matter how much money you spent on it, you're going to regret the entire purchase. And if the game is good, then you're not going to regret the purchase. Those are the two scenarios. Scenario 1, game is garbage, you will regret spending any money on it. Scenario 2, you enjoy the game and you're not going to have any regrets. There really isn't a middle ground where the game is mediocre. I really regret spending that extra 30 bucks. Like, that's not really a real middle ground that's going to exist for a lot of people. The expansion is either going to be good and people are going to be happy with whatever they paid for it, or the expansion is going to be garbage and people are going to feel ripped off no matter how much they pay for it. That's it. There isn't really a gray area in things like that. It's either going to be good or bad.
Be careful.
You know?
Well met.
All right.
Like, I think the expansion is going to be awesome. So, like, I don't plan to regret spending money on it, because I think it's going to be great. And since I think it's going to be great, I have a vested interest in being there from the moment the server's open, and, like, just having a good time the entire time. I feel like I should have maybe thought about training some abilities. Yeah, we kind of need to train. Mind Blast is big. Shadow Word Pain rank 2 is pretty big for our damage output. I feel kind of bad for not training. I could have easily trained back in Goldshire. Yeah, like if you're someone who's not going to have a lot of time to play anyway, then like it doesn't matter to you. Like you know if it matters to you. That's like, and everyone should be honest with themselves. Because it's like, if it matters to you, and you don't shell out the extra $30 to be there when the server's open, you're just gonna feel resentment, and that resentment is only your fault. Like, that resentment you feel is not Blizzard's fault, it's not the economy's fault, it's not your boss's fault for not giving you a raise you think you deserve. If you actually want to be there on day one, but you only bought the $60 version, that resentment that you feel, you're only going to have yourself to blame for that. You had months and months to plan ahead. You could have saved $5 a week for multiple weeks and scrounged up that $30 and you chose not to do it. So I think it's just important to be honest with yourself. And like, if you really don't care about being there on day one, then sure, save yourself the $30. But if you're a person who does care, but you didn't plan ahead and you didn't save the extra $30, like, you know, that's going to be your own resentment to handle. And it's got nothing to do with anybody else. But I feel like people take that shit out on other people anyway. There's a lot of that going on the forums. There's like 2 factions on the forums. The people who hate early access and the people who hate early access. It's been very divisive. What's the add-on for Quest? The add-on for the Quest text is called Dialogue UI. The add-on that's tracking Quest objectives is called Questy. So 2 different add-ons. And we have some YouTube lag. I must have dropped too many F-bombs already in the stream. YouTube is taking a crap on us. Let's see how long this lasts. Do I think they'll ever increase the sub price? Yeah, ultimately they probably will. It's incredible that, you know, it's been 20 years and the sub price has always been $14.99 USD and it's never gone up a single time. I find that really funny, like when people complain about the cost of the expansion and how expensive the deluxe edition is. It's like, do you realize that while the cost of every other thing in the world has increased like 100% in the last 20 years, your WoW sub has not increased a single penny if you're living in the States? It just hasn't gone up. And the cost of everything else has doubled in 20 years. The cost of your rent has doubled. The cost of your car payment has doubled. The cost of your groceries has probably more than doubled. But the one thing that hasn't doubled is your WoW sub. So like, you've been saving a lot of money this whole time and you didn't really realize it or acknowledge it, because by all rights the sub should go up with inflation, and it never has. Do I think they'll increase it eventually? Maybe. Yeah, I think like sometime down the road they probably will have to. But it'll probably go from $14.99 to like $21.99. Especially if they keep cranking out content at the rate that they cranked out content in Dragonflight. Like, I think in that scenario, people would largely be okay with it. Now, if they have another Shadowlands expansion where there was basically no content, then people are not going to be happy with a more expensive sub. When will WoW get a major upgrade? You mean like a new, like going into a new engine? It probably won't. No, I don't think they'll ever move engines. If we're talking about like going to Unreal 5 or something like that, they're not going to do that. They've done a really good job with the engine that they have of upgrading the graphics over time to the point where modern WoW looks nothing like classic WoW. It's a completely different game. Everything about it is different. And so I don't think it's an immense cost when you talk about like taking an existing game and porting it over into a brand new engine, because they're not going to like do Unreal 5. If Blizzard wanted to do a new engine, they would have to make it themselves. They're never going to use an off-the-shelf product for World of Warcraft. And the amount of time it would take to design a new engine, to implement it, to test it, to get everything ported into it, like they're just not going to do it. There's not really a big incentive for them to do it, you know what I mean? Like, it's 2024, the game still looks amazing and plays amazing. So, there's really no incentive to spend all that money and time developing a new engine. What about in 5, 7, or 10 years? Same thing. It doesn't matter. Listen, it's already been 20 years. That's a long fucking time. Like 5 or 7 more years, that's nothing. It's already been 20 years on the same engine. It's already been 20 years updating the engine, adding stuff to the engine. Do you remember when World of Warcraft didn't really have shadows? The game didn't have shadows until Burning Crusade. Like, literally there were no shadows. And then TBC came out, and then we had shadows. Like, they're just going to keep adding to and improving the current engine, as long as the game is alive. There's not going to be a time when they're like, okay, let's break it down to the studs, and let's rebuild this thing. Like, it just isn't going to happen. Doing that would be, like, a ton of work, and it's a ton of work that isn't gonna really pay off. You can't charge your player base because you're moving to a new engine. There's no way to charge someone for all that work you have to do. So if you don't absolutely have to do all that work, if it's not a requirement, then you're not going to do it. Because then it just becomes a huge cost that you can't recoup. And there's really no reason to. I mean, have you played Dragonflight? Have you looked at the graphics? The game looks freaking amazing. The game looks amazing, and because of the art style and the art direction, it's always going to have a timeless quality to it. Like, they're not going for super realism. They've never gone for realism. They're never going to want to go for realism. And as long as they're using the current art style, there's really nothing that they can't do in the current engine. Might as well make a new MMO at that point. Yeah, and they wouldn't. That's the other thing. It's like, why would they? Like, you're never going to make a new MMO if you're Blizzard, because you're not going to make another product that directly competes with the product that you've already put 20 years of work into. You have 20 years of work and 20 years of player base playing this game. You're definitely not going to make a new product that directly competes with the product that you already have. It would never make any sense to do that. It's why Overwatch ceased to be Project Titan and just became Overwatch. Because at some point, a smart person realized that building a new MMO to directly compete with their existing MMO was freaking stupid. And so they shit-canned Project Titan, and Project Titan just became Overwatch. Like, they've already been there, done that. They've already gone down that road. They went down that road 10, 15 years ago. Exactly. With a new engine, they could lose their unique visual style. That's what I mean, where, like, it's a risk. You're not going to necessarily benefit. If you're Blizzard, you're not necessarily going to benefit by putting stuff into a new engine. Like, it could even go completely sideways and people could hate it. You are not incentivized at all to put the resources or time into a new engine because it's a big risk and you don't make any more money by doing it. Even if it pans out and people like it, you still don't recoup that money that you spent. Because you can't charge people just because you moved into a new engine. And you can't wrap that cost into anything else because it's a big cost. The definition of a scam is where you pay something, but you don't get out of it what you expect. That's the definition of a scam. And so I wish people could express themselves about how they feel, which is that you feel bitter, without using words like scam. Because saying early access is a scam is against the very definition of what a scam is. A scam is when you give something like money or time, and you don't get back anything that you expect in return. When you pay the $90, you're getting exactly what you expect. You're getting early access. That's not a scam, it's a choice. You're entitled to feel bitter about it, but you can't really make judgments as to whether or not it's a scam because by definition, it's not. They're not scamming anybody. They want $90 for their game, and to get that, they're offering you something, and they're being very transparent about what they're offering you. It's the complete opposite of a scam. Actually. Yeah, the moment the servers open is when the game is live. The release date is on the 22nd. That's absolutely true. If you want to be there on release, you pay them $90. If you want to be there after release, you pay them $60. But nowhere in that is there a scam.
King's honor, friend. Light bless you.
People have an emotional reaction, and that emotional reaction is that they feel resentment. But that doesn't mean that there's any scamming going on. We need one more forest bear. It's not greediness either. It's just that, like the cost of everything else, the cost of making games increases. You understand that Blizzard is a company where lots of people work. Those people have bills they have to pay, they have groceries they have to buy. Therefore, when the price of bills and groceries go up, they want more for their salaries. Therefore, their salaries go up. Therefore, the cost of making a video game increases. Therefore, the price of the video game must also increase to accommodate those facts. It isn't even about greed, it's literally just about simple economics that most people are fine just not understanding because most people have absolutely zero grasp on how an economy works. They don't understand how inflation works or how inflation affects other parts of the economy, and they don't want to know, they just don't care. But you're not seeing greed. When they want $90 for a game in 2024, it's because the cost of making games has increased, just like the cost of everything has increased. It's all tied together. You're going to the grocery store and your grocery bill is twice as much. That's true for every person that works for Blizzard Entertainment. Their cost of living has also increased like yours has, therefore they negotiate for higher wages. Think about the fact that they also have a union now. So the union also allows them more leverage in fighting for higher wages. And then the cost of those higher wages is that the cost of the game has to increase. And so luckily they're trying to ease you into this concept by not simply locking you in at $90, but they're incentivizing you to pay the $90 because that's the money that they really need. So we should just be lucky that for now, the $60 price is still on the table, because in a couple of years, they're not even going to be able to afford to offer you the $60 price. This is simply how the economy works. Like, it's not any special form of greed, more than the fact that, like, the entire purpose of a corporation, like the mission statement of a corporation, is simply to make money for the shareholders. So obviously, like, inherent in everything in an economy, greed is inherent in everything in an economy, but this is not anything special. This is just prices reacting to the economy. That's all. Yeah, you might as well say grocery stores are a scam because groceries cost more now. Like, it's like that's not really how it is. That's not really how it works. And it sucks. It sucks that the cost of games has to go up. It sucks that the cost of groceries has to go up. It sucks that they have to incentivize you to get the money that they want for their game. Those things suck, okay? But just because they suck, and just because we feel resentment, just because we feel upset, it doesn't make shit a scam, and it doesn't mean that any certain group of people are being any more greedy than they ever have been. That's not what it means. Like, your emotional reaction to something that happens in the economy or that a company does not mean anything else. It just means that that's your reaction to it. It doesn't then mean that people are scamming you. It doesn't then mean that people are extra greedy. It just means that you encountered a price tag that you didn't like, and you had an emotional reaction to it. And people need to think more along those lines. And they need to stop trying to assign meaning to things where there's no meaning to assign. No one's being extra greedy. No one's out to scam anybody. And feeling those things and espousing those things is kind of useless. Is it time for the wand upgrade? Not yet. No, we gotta get to level 13. We got the greater wand sitting in the bags, but yeah, we got 2 more levels till we can equip it. We're getting closer. The other problem is I need to go back and train. I have Mind Blast to train. I have Shadow Word Pain rank 2 to train. So the big problem with our DPS right now is that I just haven't trained. We're gonna have to take care of that soon. Yeah, let's call it like it is. I'm going to play the game when the game opens up because I planned ahead and I knew what I wanted. That's it. You had months and months and months to decide whether or not playing on the 22nd was something you cared about. They didn't spring it on you. It wasn't a surprise. They were very transparent about their pricing from day one. As soon as the pricing came out, they were transparent about it. And when you're a person that feels resentment because you're not going to play on day one, or you can't play on day one, or you're playing on day one, but you hate that you spent the money, like, that resentment is yours to handle. It's not anybody else's fault or anybody else's responsibility how you feel about things that happen in the economy. No one's out to get you. No one's trying to scam you. It's just your own feelings. Like, that's it. Again, like, and if you feel that way, what you need to do is you need to get a book about basic economics. Look up an author called Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell. And pick up his book called Basic Economics and read it. And once you do that and you have an actual understanding of how capitalism works, and it'll also give you an understanding of how other economic systems work that have failed. But it'll actually educate you on how economics works. And then you will be able to let go of this idea that everything a corporation does, everything a company does, is somehow out to get you, is somehow designed to take advantage of you, is somehow designed to hurt you. Because that's not what's happening in a capitalist economy. Like, for all the shit that goes on in capitalism, it's not personal. It just isn't. And mainly people that feel this way, they're people that simply don't understand how economics works at all. Level 12, nice, nice, nice. We got unspent talent point. 3 out of 5 in Spirit Tap. We should see that proccing a lot more often now. Not that we're having any mana issues anyway. Is retail fun? Endgame is fun. There's not a lot to the leveling process in retail WoW. The most of the game in retail WoW happens once you're level cap. It's designed that way. Like, you're going to spend this much time leveling up, and you're going to spend immeasurable amounts of time at endgame, depending on what kinds of activities you like, how many hours you have to play. Modern WoW is definitely a game about the things you're doing at level cap. And it doesn't matter if you're a solo player, it doesn't matter if you're in a raid guild, like there's lots of stuff to do at level cap, regardless of the type of player you are. But yeah, it's just that the majority of your playtime is going to come once you hit level cap. Can I take Princess on? I don't know. I don't know if I can take Princess on. Especially without having Mind Blast, without having rank 2 of Shadow Word Pain, I really don't know. We could probably kill her and then maybe we could leash the ads. That's a possibility. I can do it no problem. You believe in me? Sounds like something that a person would say when they want to see me die. That's what it sounds like. This... Oh, wait. Oh, Johnny, is this you, man? It's okay, Johnny's gonna help us out. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm like, who is this guy? What's he doing? There we go. You're right, I can do it with help. Thanks, man. Yeah, and now you can skin them. Do I need the collector's ring? Not yet. No, I don't have the gold schedule. We actually haven't done the quest out here yet, so yeah, I don't have it yet. On the Paladin, I didn't even get the gold schedule to drop. It wouldn't drop, so I don't know if it's going to drop on this character or not. We'll have to see. We'll probably be doing that quest sometime today. Lael, do the colors look more vibrant and saturated than usual? It depends on a couple of things. It depends on your gamma settings, like a lot. A lot of it depends on your gamma settings, but it also kind of depends on what time it is server time. Like, the skybox has different sorts of lighting that happens, like, throughout the day. So, like, part 1 is your gamma settings. Part 2 is just, like, what time of day it is server time. Yeah, but when you say something is bad for the consumer, it's bad for some consumers. Because if a practice or a service were unilaterally bad for all consumers, it wouldn't exist. So, like, again, like, some things are good, some things are bad, but it's not like something is unilaterally bad for everybody. Because if it was, it wouldn't be a thing. It's funny, it's like one day people wake up and they're like surprised that they live in capitalism. They're like, oh my god, things are so awful. Companies are out to make money, and they'll do what it takes to make money off of me, and they'll try to get me to spend my money. Like, I love it when people like feel like they have an awakening, and they're suddenly they're like so surprised that corporations have like really good ways of getting money out of them. They're just like fucking shocked. It's like, hello. For most people, if you live in a capitalist country, you've been living in capitalism for your whole life. Like, none of this shit is new. These practices have existed for a long time, but it's like when people become aware of them, they act shocked and they get really righteous about it. It's like, this is the way things have been. This is how we've been living the whole time. Nothing has fundamentally changed in the last 10, 20, 30 years. This is it. This is the fairest kind of economy as humans that we've been able to come up with. Is it a great model for society? No, it fucking sucks. Capitalism is awful for societies, but unfortunately, with how stupid we are and how little we can work together, capitalism is the best bet for most people around the world. Like, it's all we got. There are doubtless better ways to do it. There are doubtless better things for humans, but like ultimately this is what we have. I find it really entertaining when it's like when people are shocked about it. People fucking act shocked. Every time a company sells something and they try to incentivize you to spend more money, people are like affronted, like, oh my god, I can't believe that they would lock 3 days of early access behind a $30 price tag. This is outrageous. Is it outrageous? It's outrageous. Like, you know, meanwhile, you probably live in a country where there's fucking homelessness, where people are starving on the streets, where, like, babies are having malnutrition. Like, you live in a world with all these other fucking problems. But then people want to be shocked when a company is going to charge you $30 more for 3 days of playtime. Like, yeah, there are bigger problems in the world. This is not something to be upset about. This is not something to be up in arms about. Like, if you could play the early access, pay for it. If you don't care about it, don't pay for it. If you wanted it but you can't afford it, that's your own fucking fault. Don't take your resentment out on other people on the internet. No one else is to blame besides you for the fact that you couldn't scrounge up the $30. Like, ultimately, there are bigger problems in the world. This is not one of them. This is not one of the problems. Like, it doesn't matter. Everything snowballs. Like, inflation itself is, in a sense, like the economy snowballing in a certain direction. It's just how things work. This is just capitalism. Like, the dude who basically made up capitalism, one of the things he tried to express was that capitalism was not a good way to base a society around. He was like, here's a system, this system can work for money, it's really not a great thing to base a society around. Unfortunately, as humans, we have proved unable to separate society from economics. And so not only do we have capitalist economic policies, we have capitalist societies. And like, but the dude said, he's like, this is not what you want to do for society. We just never came up with anything different. And that's just how we've been living. And none of it should really shock anybody. And if you want to be concerned with social problems, there's a lot bigger social problems to be concerned about than companies inflating their prices to try to milk people. There's a lot bigger problems out there in the world to worry about. And here's the other thing. It's no one's responsibility to stop companies from bleeding you dry. If you're so fucking stupid that you're going to spend all of your money, you're going to give it to corporations, you're going to go broke, you're going to ruin yourself. If you're that stupid, that's your own fault. That's the reality of it. Is if you are going to let yourself get put into a position where you're going to be tricked by corporations into giving them all of your money to a point where it harms your life, that is not anybody else's responsibility to stop. We try to ensure fair marketplaces for competition among companies so that that's a way that prices don't get out of control, is when there's competition. But ultimately, you're an adult, or you have parents who should be responsible for you if you're a kid, and ultimately it is not the government's job, it is not the corporation's job, it is nobody's job to help you make good economic choices. That's your own job. That's your own responsibility. So no, I don't feel bad for people that feel like they've been tricked into throwing away all your money. It's like, okay, well then you're stupid. Like, maybe you should read a book about economics. Maybe you should be smarter. I really don't know what to tell you, but it's not anybody else's job to stop people from getting milked by corporations. That's not how life works. Yeah, and if the difference between, and that's the other thing, is like, if the $30 is that big of a deal, you have other things to worry about. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it is each person's individual responsibility to handle your own well-being, to spend your money wisely. It's no one else's responsibility to make sure that happens for you. All right, there are lots of things where you don't have a say. When it comes to spending your money on leisure products and entertainment, you do have a choice. Yeah, like, you gotta pay your rent, you gotta pay for groceries, and you don't have a lot of choice. But when it comes to the shit you do have choice, like whether or not to buy a video game, whether or not to pay for online services, whether or not you can afford that battle pass, whether or not you can afford the super deluxe collector's edition that comes with a boost and 7 days early, like, that is your responsibility to decide. And it is not anyone's responsibility to make sure that you are safe from predatory practices of companies. It is your responsibility to make sure you are safe from predatory practices of companies, and that's it. That's the bottom line. And it's always been that way in capitalism.
You need something?
It has always been that way.
Safe travels.
This is not something that is new. None of this is new. None of this is a problem of today. All of these things are problems that have existed in capitalism basically since capitalism has existed. They're not new problems. Do I want to blow my Hearthstone? Maybe. No, I don't. I'm just gonna make the run. That way maybe we can find some ore along the way. Yeah, like, if you want to go after something as a cultural problem, yeah, go after gambling as a cultural problem. But gambling and capitalism are not the same thing. Like, we start talking about loot boxes, we are talking about something completely different. Especially as it pertains to kids and people whose brains are still growing, and like getting them onboarded into gambling. That is a completely different conversation than the one we're having. That's outside of the bounds of capitalism and what we're talking about. It's a completely different subject. Am I a Sowell enjoyer? Yeah, I read a bunch of his books back in the day. Like back in my 20s, I studied economics quite a bit. So I read the majority of his works that were out at the time. I read. I've read some other people too, but he's probably the author that I've read the most when it comes to like economics and sociology. Yeah, I used to be a really big economics nerd. That's why I get trapped talking about this shit. It's because I used to study economics quite a bit. Cats or dogs? Neither. Let them all burn. I've got 2. Yeah. We are not finding nearly as much ore as I hoped. I probably should have went up to the mountains instead. That would have been a smarter idea. Has Amy ever done a face reveal? At her actual job every day. Yes, she reveals herself to the people who need to see her. And those are her coworkers and people that she interacts with in real life. But that's it. No. I don't even like having my kid on the stream because I don't feel like kids should be on the internet. But I have no desire to like showcase more of my personal life than I already do. It was a big decision for me to stream at all myself. Like for a long time, I just didn't feel comfortable with it and didn't think that I would do it. So I have no real desire to like. Yeah, like basically, like sometimes when I take breaks from streaming, it's because it becomes too much about the Robert show, and like ultimately, like I'm fine ranting about stuff sometimes, but like I don't really want it to be the Robert show all the time. Like a lot of times, I just want it to be about the content. Like I want it to be about Warcraft, and so like at times when I cut back on streaming or I take breaks from streaming, it's because I really start to feel like it becomes too much about the Robert show. And it gets too much into like parasocial shit that I don't really like. And so yeah. Like unfortunately there are topics that are like things that I enjoy talking about, so I do get wrapped into like going on rants and tangents about like certain things. I wish all of those things were like strictly about the game, because I really do want the content to mainly be about the game, you know, even if it extends a little bit to be about Blizzard or about Warcraft. But no, I don't really want it to be the Robert show every day. That I'm not interesting enough for that, and that takes a level of energy that I simply can't keep up.
Go with honor, friend.
All right. What do I want to do next? I guess we can go over to the garrison here. We can try to do the Null quest. Maybe we get the gold schedule. If we get the gold schedule, we'll head back out to the east. I think I'm also going to take a little delve into the mine. I want to see. Let's do some smelting. I'm gonna turn in the Princess Must Die quest. We're gonna take a little delve in the mine, and we'll do some mining, and then we'll head out to the garrison, and we'll just kind of go from there. Yeah, so, yeah. When I started streaming, I thought I wouldn't even have the face cam on. I think if you go look at like my first couple of streams that I did, would have been like over a calendar. I think if you look at the first couple of streams I did, I don't think I turned my camera on like right away. I think it was a while before I even wanted to have my camera on. And sometimes I still go back and forth about it. Sometimes I think like the streams and the content would be better if I just like turn my camera off sometimes. We're capped out. We're capped out on mining. We've probably been capped out on mining for a little bit. It's probably been a little while. Do I have a mining trainer anywhere nearby? I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to make a trip into Stormwind to fix the situation. Would I marry a gnome or a dwarf? Neither, because I'm a human. It'd be weird. People ask me what race would you want to be? Like, I don't want to be any other race in the game, because like if I suddenly I was in a dwarf body or a gnome body or an elf body, I think that would cause someone to have a severe mental break. Yeah, I think if you like suddenly were in like a different type of body, I think you would like immediately have a mental breakdown. I don't think the human brain would like take that very well. And also, all the humans in this universe are like, they're all like 6'5" or 7 feet tall. So like, I don't even know how that would work out. Alright, to Stormwind we go, so that we can actually level up our mining skill. And not just be like, capped out. We could also put the copper bars up on the auction house. See if they sell. There you go, Amy's on board. Yeah, I don't have the social energy for a second wife. I don't even have the social energy for like real life friends. So that's a non-starter. That is a non-starter. You're signing off on something that just won't happen. We got duels. What do we got? We got a paladin, a human paladin, and a gnome rogue. Who wins this one? Oh, you're bandaging? Come on, there's no bandaging. Get back in there. Alright, you're still stunned. You're stunned again. That's not looking good. That's a poison. Yeah, my wife isn't threatened by fictional video game characters, thankfully. Thankfully, that's not a threat. Tim, thank you so much, man, for the $25 super chat. That's incredibly generous of you. I really appreciate that. Amy is awesome. Yeah, she's absolutely the best. This duel is still, it's going on. Oh, the Pally's gonna win. The Pally won. Pally beats Rogue. There we go. And we were here for it. We were here for the whole thing. Mining trainer, I have to go to the Dwarven district. Let's stop by the auction house first. And we'll put some stuff up for sale. If anything, Sod's failure will push them to never do a Classic Plus. I ranted about Classic Plus yesterday, though. I don't think I can replicate the same rant 2 days in a row. Technically, I guess it wasn't yesterday, it was the day, but last time we streamed, I ranted about it. I don't know if I can double up. Stacks of... yeah, this is great. Oh, this is so good. 2 gold and 89 silver. Oh, man. Yeah, let's put it up for 2 gold and 70 silver. That's awesome. Now we just have to mine like a bazillion more copper ore. And then we'll be making money. Don't undercut your copper. Was that your copper, Johnny? I'm sorry, man. I didn't undercut it by a lot. And to be fair, I only put 2 stacks up. So, like, ideally, my stacks will sell first, obviously. And then somebody can buy your stacks. Train our abilities. Yeah, we'll stop by the Cathedral of Light, and we'll do that. Absolutely. Good, then I just undercut a random person, so then it's fine. I'm kind of worried that our mining's probably been capped out for a long time. I wonder how many potential skill ups I missed out on by just being completely absorbed in ranting and not paying attention at all to what's going on in the game. Probably quite a few potential skill ups. Let's see, blacksmithing. Oh, the mining person is like in a building somewhere back over this way. Maybe even in the building here with this quest turn-in.
Great, amigo. Be good, safe travel. What's on your mind? Keep your feet on the ground.
Or not. Nope, not in this one. Maybe in this one. Mining supplier. We're getting closer. Here we go.
Talk to me. Watch your back.
Alright, let's go train. So is anybody else hoping that they do like a Warcraft animated series after watching the Ilaria animated short? Because I think it'd be really cool if they did like an animated series that like, I want them to tell the story of the First and Second Wars. I think that would be like a really cool era to set a animated series in, and it would be really useful for people that just like, they don't know like the Warcraft lore. I think that'd be cool. They showed a couple of glimpses from like the Second War, like in the animated short, and I just thought it'd be really cool if they went back and told the stories of the First War and the Second War in that animation style. I think it actually would work really well. Who is this quest? This is Alexton, right? Yeah, let's grab this because otherwise I'll forget later.
Hey there. Safe travels.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll ever actually do anything like that. I feel like this was like, they did the short and maybe that was like a test, you know, maybe they're like kind of like feeling people out, see how they feel about it. I thought it was really good. I thought they could have been a little bit more blatant with some of the violence. I thought they were too obviously trying to hide some of the violence. And that doesn't really fit like super well with like Warcraft. I guess it's just like a little bit more blood and guts. just a little bit more blood and guts could have been good, if you, especially if you want to show like scenes from like the first war and the second war and stuff. But besides that, it was really good. It actually felt like Warcraft, which was surprising.
You need something?
I'd be curious to know like exactly who worked on it. Not really like who did the artwork, but like who did the storyboard. I want to know if Metzen had anything to do with the storyboard for that one. We have a lot of ability. I must not have trained for a long time. We just got a ton of abilities. Fortitude rank 2, Power Word Shield rank 2, Inner Fire, Lesser Heal rank 3, Smite rank 2, I already have out, Mind Blast, let's do that, Shadow Word Pain rank 2. Okay, now we should be dealing substantially more damage.
Light be with you. Farewell. Go with honor, friend.
But we also got Desperate Prayer. 10-minute cooldown. Okay, that's gonna go up here. It's been kind of a weird lead up to the expansion though, because like typically we got the one, the 2.5D like animated thing with the spider people. We got that one, and then we got the Illyria like fully animated short that was like much longer than they typically are. I wonder if we're gonna get a third one, and I wonder if we get a third one, like typically these things come in threes. Like every time they've done this, they've come in threes. But this time they're doing it very, very differently. And I wonder if we get a third one, is it also going to be in like a different style? Because the first two are like, they're completely different than each other. And that's kind of weird. Johnny, you're selling stacks of light leather for 2 gold? I need to jump on my paladin at some point and make sure that I put all of his light leather up on the auction house. Guitar Junkie, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's head over to Westbrook Garrison. And we'll do the quest over here, and we'll see if we can get the gold schedule to drop. If it drops, then we'll head back out to the east and we'll take on the collector. Also, though, like, yeah, you know what? I do want to go delve the mine first. I said that, and I do want to do it. Let's go turn in Princess Must Die, then let's go into the Kobold Mine, and I want to spend a little bit of time focusing on getting ore. Like, if I focus on leveling this character, then it's possible that we outlevel the Paladin, and I really don't want to outlevel the Pally. Pally's level 16 as of this moment. In real time, they're like level 16, 17. And so I don't want to outlevel them. I'd like to stay like slightly behind them in level and just like really focus on professions. So we don't have to rush through quests. Zico, I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Elisa, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. I feel like you should be able to cook on the forge. It's an open fire. You know, you can if you can cook over a fire pit, you should be able to cook over a forge. It's got to be hot enough.
Need help? Safe travels.
I feel like there are like lanterns you can cook by. Like I feel like on the Horde side, the Horde has these like braziers. And I feel like you can walk up to a brazier on the Horde side and you can cook over a brazier fire. So you should be able to cook at a forge. Alright, into the mine we go. My wife brought me a sandwich, so I think I'm going to turn my cam off and I'm going to eat this sandwich. And we're going to go into the mine and I will, you know, pretty low risk. I don't think anything in the mine can kill us. And we'll just delve the mine for some ore here while I eat. So yeah. The forge would contribute to cross-contamination. No, everyone, you need iron in your diet, okay? Yeah, I think it's fine. Everybody needs a little bit of iron in their diet. So I feel like it's good. Yeah, I feel like it's fine. You know, we'd be okay. And in this world, if you get food poisoning, someone can just purge the sickness from you. Like, you don't have to worry about spending, like, 2 days throwing up. You just go to a priest and they purge you. And then you purge, and then you're fine. Problem solved. Problem solved. Alright, speaking of food, I'm gonna turn my cam off and mute myself. I'll see you guys on the flip side. All right, we're back. Hogger territory. I might be after Hogger soon. Possibly. I am gonna head that way eventually. I thought there'd be a lot more ore in here than there is. There's not a ton of ore. I have been invited to join the Living Dream. I will go ahead and decline that. I probably should find a guild to hang out in eventually. I just don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment right now. Oh my god, we're out of mana. We're out of mana because we're fighting low-level guys and we're never proccing Spirit Tap. That's the bummer on the Priest about fighting lower-level enemies. Is that they're easier to kill, but you go Alright, yeah, we need to head over to the garrison anyway because our inventory is pretty full. It's not looking good. And the garrison has a vendor. So let's head that way. Give me a bite of food reviews. Welcome to the stream, man. Good afternoon and happy Friday to you.
Need help? For the Alliance. Be careful.
What can I do for you? See you later.
Is this hardcore? No, this is not hardcore. This is the Whitemane server, which is a US East PvP server, which boasts about 5,000 active players. But to be fair, like, when I play Classic Era, I'm always trying to not die. So I haven't died yet on this character, I haven't died yet on the Paladin in the recording series. So, like, I try to play as if it's hardcore, but it's not hardcore. Hardcore is kind of dead right now. Johnny, you're right. I always say US East. It's US West. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep. Server time is 11:45 a.m. I'm so used to saying US East. Every other server I play on is US East. At least I got the US part right, you know? Could be worse. The great thing about Classic is you don't have to be good. Yeah, it's a pretty simple and enjoyable game. The abilities are really straightforward. The talent trees are easily understandable. The game is Classic is really easy to get into if you have zero experience with MMOs. Like, even if you're not an MMO player, Classic is really easy to get into. It's also something, it also rewards experience and rewards skill, but you can get into it without knowing anything. Am I going to do anything else with the Cataclysm Protection Warrior? Probably not. No, I'm on a Cataclysm hiatus. If I play any Cataclysm right now, it'll be finishing up the Mage. It'll be getting the Mage to level cap, and basically I'm waiting for Mist of Pandaria Classic to come out. Like, I don't have a lot of fun in Cataclysm Classic. I did Cataclysm Classic when it first came out. I was in my 20s then. I was in my mid-20s. So it's like I have all those memories. I killed all those bosses on Heroic, and I don't really have any desire to farm those bosses again now that I'm 40. I just don't care. So yeah, I'm waiting for Mop. This guy is gonna definitely kill me. This could be the first death that I have right here. Let's pop our self-heal, 10-minute cooldown, and let's just try to leash him. I managed to run right into Hogger. Yeah, Cataclysm Classic is not for me. Cataclysm Classic is good for people that either they never played Cata because they were too young when Cata came out, or maybe they just didn't play the game back then. It's also good for people that, like, Cataclysm was their first expansion ever, and they have nostalgia for it. But for someone like me, like, I played Sense of Vanilla, so Cataclysm was just another expansion. And I played it, I killed all the bosses the first time around. I don't have any, it turns out I don't have any desire to do it again. Mist of Pandaria, I took a break from the game. And I didn't really play in MoP, I came back for Warlords of Draenor. Did I aggro him again? No way. Okay, no, we didn't. Alright, I'd love to kill Hogger, I just don't think I can kill him by myself. It didn't seem like we were going to be able to kill him on our own. Yeah, heroics were fun. I enjoy 5-man stuff. Here's the thing. If Blizzard had put in the alpha, beta, gamma 5-mans from Wrath of the Lich King, you know how they had harder difficulty 5-mans that came out in phases? If they had put that into the game, I enjoy tanking 5-mans. I like 5-man content. 5-man content is my jam. I don't really like putting in all the effort to raid, especially when it's raids that I've already cleared a bazillion times. But 5-man content I would play the crap out of, but like when it comes to heroics, once you have all the heroic gear, there's no incentive to keep doing heroics. There's no progression track, you know what I mean? Oh, of course, what a noob mistake. I tried to pull with Shadow Word Pain. What a noob mistake. Yeah, if there was a progression path for 5-man content, then I would probably still be playing the Prot Warrior here and there. I wouldn't be playing it every day, I wouldn't be worried about grinding it too much. But if they had a 5-man progression path, I would be doing it occasionally. But without a 5-man progression path, I have zero interest in it. And that's a mistake that they made by wanting to rush through the Cataclysm content and get it all done within 8 months. They decided they weren't going to add those harder 5-mans in. So, yeah. Yeah, if anybody wants to kill Hogger, like, I'm here. There's some people nearby, but nobody seems interested in tagging him. I don't think I can kill him by myself at level 12. If I was level 13, if I could equip the Greater Magic Wand, then I could probably get him. But at level 12, with the Lesser Magic Wand, probably not going to happen. I'm kind of just waiting to see if anybody, like, stands near him or anything like that, then I'll invite them to a group. What's a good class for someone starting off? That's a tough one. I think, like, the first thing you should do, like, to determine your class, make a couple of choices first. Are you somebody that likes to stand, like, toe-to-toe with enemies? Do you want to be in melee? Or do you feel more comfortable, like, being at a distance and shooting at a distance? Once you make that choice, that kind of helps you, like, boil it down. The reality is, if you're starting off in WoW for the first time, like, find a style that fits you, but then try a few different classes. You're probably going to want to try a few classes. But the biggest choice is just, like, whether you want to stand in melee or whether you want to be at range. And then, like, if you like melee, like, you really can't go wrong with a warrior. Warrior is highest damage dealing class in Classic era. So that's a good choice. Paladin is a good choice. Paladin's a little bit safer. They have some heal buttons, so you'll be able to keep yourself alive in tricky situations. Rogue has stealth, so if you like sneaking around, backstabbing people, like, Rogue is the way to go. And that's, like, melee stuff. And then if you're ranged, if you like pet classes, then you have a hunter. You can have a pet on the hunter. You have a warlock. You can have a pet on the warlock, and those are both ranged DPS. But yeah, really, it's about figuring out like what do you like to do in the game, and you probably won't know that until you play around with a few different classes. Johnny, if you want to, man, you don't have to. Like, I can get him later, but if you're nearby in Westfall, then yeah, sure. But not if it's like a long trip or if it puts you out at all. I could probably find somebody here to kill him with me if I do /1 LFM Hogger. I could see if anybody whispers me. That could be like the social way to do it. He's been back where I'm at. I don't see him right now. But he's been like right here in this area. How old am I? I'm 40. The big 4-0. This right here is a priest. Yeah, we're on a dwarf priest right here. Robert, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Alright, let's find this guy. Of course, now he's going to be nowhere to be found. Let's see. Let's do a /target. /target came up with nothing. Possibly somebody has killed him. Yeah, we might be waiting on a respawn, unfortunately. Alright, he's up somewhere. I have him targeted. Yeah, he's back here. There we go. Thank you guys. I appreciate the help. Much appreciated. And now I have to farm for the gold schedule because I don't think we've gotten it to drop yet. Yeah, no gold schedule. Okay, so I'm gonna kill like some more of these guys. It didn't drop on the paladin either, and I killed a bunch of them on the paladin. So we'll give it a little bit of time, and I'll just farm these for a while. See what happens. It's like a 3% chance to drop. Sometimes we get it right away. Dustin, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Priest are a lot of fun. Yeah, the way I play Priest is like a caster, melee caster tank. I like to just do Power Word Shield and just wand. So we throw up a Mind Blast, we throw up a Shadow Word Pain, we pop Power Word Shield, and then we just wand. Make sure on a Priest to get a wand early on. What you want is you wanna get the Lesser Magic Wand. That's gonna have you covered from level 5 to level 13. And then at level 13, you want to get the Greater Magic Wand. It's a crap ton of damage. And it's kind of a fun way to play. Yeah, I have the Greater Wand for as soon as we ding level 13, which... We're getting closer. We're getting closer. We'd be moving faster if I could find the gold schedule. The bummer about farming for the gold schedule is that it's not really helping me find more copper. Not a lot of copper out here. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep looking for it. This will be the second character in a row that hasn't found it. so many resist. He resisted a Mind Blast. Like, him resisting that Mind Blast really screwed us over for this pull. Let's see if we can Mind Blast one of these guys. There we go. Let's get a renew going. Alright, we're fine. Let's pop a heal, though. And we are running out of inventory space. Okay, let's head back to the outpost. We can vendor. I don't know if it's worth it to keep farming these guys, or if I should move on. We have the Murloc quest out here. We have a turn-in. Like, it feels bad to go back to the other side of the zone without the quest for the collector. That's one of the big incentives to head back out that way.
Greetings. Light bless you. For the Alliance.
Do Priest have an AoE? In Classic Era? Maybe Mindseer. I don't remember when Mindseer was introduced. Or if it was like part of the talent tree. Maybe not. They may not have an AoE in Classic Era. At some point they get an ability named Mindseer. And that was their AoE for a long time. And then in Modern WoW, we don't even have Mindseer anymore. Mindseer was in Wrath. There we go. We get Holy Nova. Kind of surprised we get Holy Nova, but we don't have Mindseer. Is Holy Nova part of the Holy Tree? Yeah, to get Holy Nova, you have to go into the Holy Tree. So, like, you don't get it naturally. You'd have to spec into it. Which, we probably won't be doing. After we grab 5 points in Spirit Tap, we're coming into Discipline to grab 5 points in a Wand spec. That's going to drastically increase our damage with wands. I'm going to farm these guys for a little bit longer. I'm going to farm them until I need to get up and refill my coffee. And then at that point, I think we might move on. I could really use a fear. Having a fear would be really, really useful. Alright, so what I'll do, I'm gonna farm these guys until we hit level 13. When we hit level 13, if we haven't got the gold schedule yet, we're done. We're just not gonna have the gold schedule. That would be a lot of grinding to not get it, so I hope that it drops, but it may not. I guess the silver lining is these guys are dropping quite a bit of linen cloth. So at least it's helping us level up our tailoring eventually. What do we have? We have like three stacks? 3 stacks of linen? That's pretty good. That'll fetch like 15 or 20 silvers in the auction house. Anything of the bear always sells pretty well. Give me a bite. Thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. Thanks for being here and hanging out. Is this going to be a 4 pull or a 3 pull? Well, let's find out. That was a 4 pull. Can I survive this? Maybe. I think so. I think we can survive this. If we get a heal in, we get a hot rolling on ourselves. We'll pop Stone Form here for a little bit of extra defense. There we go. Hey, we did it. That's awesome. Oh no! No! Not the 5th one! No! Okay, we can still do this. We're still fine. It's close though. I feel like just because we killed so many of them at once, one of them should have dropped the gold schedule. I'm kind of offended that they didn't drop it. I think that's really rude. Oh man, our inventory is almost full again. Our inventory is almost full. We have less than a bubble to go before we hit level 13. I am going to grab one of these guys off of this person. I'll take this one. Apparently I took 2 of them somehow, even though I only attacked the one. There we go, he took it back. I will also take your sheep, even though that's kind of rude. I can't believe it hasn't dropped yet. I'm baffled. Because it didn't drop on the paladin for me either. So I thought, like, out of the 2 characters, it will drop on one of them. So the fact that we've been killing these guys for so long and it hasn't dropped, I feel like sometimes it gets bugged out. Does anybody else feel that way? It's like some days it just isn't on the loot table. Like, I guess technically, like, I heard it was a 3% chance to drop. I mean, that seems really low. Yeah, that's right. We can farm over here. I've never really been able to determine if these guys have a higher chance to drop it or not. But man, I mean, we've been out here for a minute. It's really crazy how sometimes you'll get it like before you complete the collection quest. You know, you get the quest for the 8 armbands. And oftentimes, by the time you're done with that one, you have the gold schedule. And then you have times like this. There's no like in between, it seems. Like, my experience has been, like, you either get it while you're doing the initial quest, or it never drops no matter how many you kill. It's almost like it's only on the loot table while you're working on the quest. And then if you turn the quest in and you didn't get it, it just never drops. It's so weird. That's inventory full. Inventory full. We need like one more kill and we'll ding 13. And then, yeah, I guess we are getting out of here. It should drop from Hogger. Yeah, I feel like Hogger should be the 100% drop rate. I heard there's a different guy, like a different rare spawn that has a higher chance to drop it, but it's a rare spawn that I've never seen. And I guess Hogger has the smallest chance to drop it, even though I've gotten it off of Hogger before. And yeah, I do feel like Hogger should be the 100% chance to drop the quest item. That would be a classic era change that I would be okay with. I feel like we should get that changed. Hogger should be the 100% chance to drop. Everybody else can stay at 3% or whatever. But yeah, we need to have a way to for sure get the quest. I mean, it's a pretty decent quest. So it just kind of sucks when you don't get it. Like, then again, I've made up the quest XP by farming for the item. So I've probably gotten double the experience from just farming the guys than we would have got for the quest, but still, it would be nice to also be able to do the quest. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna Hearth. I'm gonna Hearth us back to Goldshire. We got a full inventory, we've got stuff that we need to smelt into bars. So yeah, that's it. There is a vendor. This'll get me. That's true. This'll get me closer though, because we're gonna head out this way regardless. We're still gonna head out here and work on the Murloc quest at least. But let's go vendor. Let's go smelt the ore down into bars. That'll save a little bit of space, and then we'll get going.
What can I do for you? Go with honor, friend.
Do I need any of this stuff? Not really. Agility, stamina, I definitely don't need, so yeah, we'll just sell it, that's fine.
What can I do for you?
This we're gonna hang on to for the auction house. Let's do a little bit of smelting. I'm gonna let this run and I'm gonna go bio. I'll be right back. Ah, yes. We did hit level 13. Let's go ahead and equip the Greater Magic Wand. And then we should also have a talent point to spend. There we go. Now we're going to be dealing a lot more damage. Now that we have the Greater Magic Wand equipped. Have a good rest of your day, man. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. The music here got super dangerous. What's going on in this area? Somebody over here is up to no good. Music started cranking out. We got level 8, guys. Like, nothing here that's, like, super strong. What's up with the dire music? I thought I saw one more node. I could have swore I saw one more node. Maybe there's somebody else out here mining. Yeah, like someone must have grabbed it. I swore I saw 3 of them. Oh, there we go. I did see 3. It was in the other direction. I just can't navigate, that's all. What talents have I chosen? We're going into Spirit Tap. Spirit Tap is going to make it so that like we never run out of mana. After that, we're going into Discipline, and we're going to grab Improved Wands for 5 points. And then after that, I think I might go into Discipline a bit more. Like, maybe I grab Improved Shadow Word Pain. No, see, this increases the duration. Yeah, that could be good. Yeah, I don't know. I think I for sure want to grab this. And then I think I want to grab Improved Power Word Shield, because I kind of enjoy just, like, tanking stuff to the face. And just wanding stuff down while it hits at me for no reason. So I think I might do that. Then we'll jump back into Shadow and do some stuff.
King's honor, friend.
Need help? Be careful. Light bless you.
We've got mail from the auction house, so that looks like some of the stuff we put up must have sold. So that's good news. We found a small black pouch. And the reason why that's significant is because we have found 3 small black pouches on this character, and those are the only bags that we found. All of them have been black pouches. Now, in hardcore, finding a black pouch was bad luck. Finding 3 black pouches and only finding black pouches, like, I'm not superstitious, but it seems really weird that we found 3 bags and they were all black pouches. Like, that just seems a little weird. Also, I don't know that I've ever found a pouch inside of a chest. That might be a first for me as well. It means death is coming. Yeah, probably. At least it's not a hardcore run. Like, granted, I'm trying not to die. So if I die, I'll be pretty annoyed. But at least it's not really a hardcore character. What is the lore for Murlocs? What do I know about Murlocs? They're native to the planet, which means they don't come from Titan constructs, like dwarves do, and they don't come from Draenor. And I think that's all I know about Murlocs. That might be all the writers at Blizzard know about Murlocs as well. Murlocs are a native race to Azeroth. I'm like 99% sure on that. And then, but besides that, like, I don't know anything about Murlocs. I'm not sure if Chronicles talked much about Murlocs at all. Yeah, I don't remember anything else. So nothing super important about Murloc lore. Murloc lore, there are Murlocs. They are a nuisance to everybody. And I think that's basically it. I think they're semi-intelligent. Obviously, they build like crude structures, they wield tools and weapons, so they must be at least semi-intelligent. Alright, we should head over to the vendor and make sure we sell everything. Oh, there's a tailor out here as well. We don't really need that right now.
Good day to you. See you later.
Yeah, it always feels good to kill Murlocs. I mean, that's true of Murlocs, it's true of Kobolds, it's true of Trogs. Like, they did a good job when they designed, like, the enemy races. Like Trogs, Murlocs, Kobolds, what's the other one? The dog people. They did a good job at, like, making you okay with slaughtering just thousands of them. Like, you never feel bad for killing a Trog. You never feel bad for killing a Murloc.
Need help? Be careful.
They did a good job with that.
For the Alliance.
The Gnolls. Yeah, they did a good job at making them, like, just a little bit despicable. Even though you know that they have, like, medium to small intelligence, you just don't feel bad about it. A lot of times I feel worse killing the wildlife than I do killing, like, Murlocs and Trogs and Kobolds. They're all just like a nuisance to normal people. I feel like the one redesign they did for Dragonflight that I didn't really end up liking was the Gnolls. When they redesigned the Gnolls, like, they look good, but they're almost cute. They're almost like cute dog people. Whereas they were supposed to be like brutal dog people. They're almost too cute. They have big anime eyes now. They have articulate facial expressions. The Gnolls are like the one redesign that I don't really know if I like it. Because it makes them less killable. It makes them less killable and more cutesy. It looks good, like they're good models, but I don't know if I like the direction they went in. Sour Mouse, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream, buddy. This, the add-on is called Dialogue UI. And it's actually available for all versions of WoW, and I would highly recommend it. If you're ever going to read the quest, or it just looks prettier on the screen, even if you're not going to read the quest, it looks prettier. It's got a dark mode. It's got all kinds of options to change the size of the window, the size of the font. It's a really amazing add-on. Somebody waved at me. I should have given them a buff. I'm trying to get better about buffing people that I pass. We discovered the other day that I don't really buff people. So like today, yesterday, I've been trying a little bit harder to spread the love and give people some fortitude. Yeah, this add-on it's going to make reading all the quests on the War Within really a joy. Like, Immersion's okay, but with Immersion you can't read ahead. Like, Immersion gives you the text like one box at a time. And when you're sight reading stuff and you're trying to read it out loud, what really helps is if you can scan ahead a couple of sentences, like ahead of where you're reading, and kind of like prepare your brain to say the next set of words. And with Immersion you can't do that, because all the words are not there on the screen for you. But yeah, I really like this one. Let's see. What is our next step? Our next step is probably just to go back to Dunmorrow and just pick up questing in Dunmorrow. Where did we leave off? We finished the stuff over on the west side of the zone. We have the stuff on the eastern side to still do, so I'm gonna head back that way. He gave me int. Yeah, see, he gave me int. I'm never fast enough. I'm never fast enough with my buff. Maybe if I put this somewhere where I can hit it a little bit easier, like I'm gonna need this keybind eventually. Here, I'll put it here for now. And then that'll let me target somebody and then actually hit this before they're out of range. What happens is, like, I pass somebody, and like the time it takes me to realize that I can buff them, like they're already gone. Like, they're already out of range. So yeah. But I've been trying to buff people. On my paladin, I've been giving people wisdom, I've been giving them might. Boom, there we go, buffed. The other thing is you kind of have to be careful, and like I built this wariness from hardcore, is like in hardcore you never want to find yourself without mana. And when you buff somebody, the buff is expensive. It's like 155 mana for me to buff somebody. I only have 550 MP. So in hardcore, I just like, I didn't buff anybody and it was intentional. Oh no! The other thing that happens is when you buff people, if they're PvP flagged, you get PvP flagged, and then you get got. You get got. And I got got. See, I did a good thing. I buffed somebody, and I paid the ultimate price. Yeah. Thankfully, we're not counting PvP death towards the death counter, so that counts for nothing. And we're gonna get ganked a lot. I'm hoping that I can go hide inside the city and not continue to get ganked outside. And there we go, we got to level 13 before we got ganked for the first time. That's not bad. Got a couple of dead guards. Am I gonna be able to get in here without getting killed many more times? Well? Probably not. Just ignore me, just ignore me, just ignore me, have pity, take mercy. Oh no. Oh no. The Horde, by the way, Johnny says, by the way, the Horde attacks Stormwind daily on this server. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, good to know. That's okay. It's a temporary inconvenience. Eventually I will get all the way into the city and it will be fine. Eventually somebody will come out and fight them. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Will they still kill me multiple times before I'm safe? Yes, probably. They'll probably still kill me multiple times. But that's okay. In general chat, the mage that buffed us said, I just buffed that priest. And then a warlock said the priest is down again. I just got buffed and killed. Okay, here we go. Let's do this at max range. Like whatever the max range from our corpse is. Alright, right here. Right here. Okay, let's go. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, we're safe now. We're safe. The lesson I learned is that I'm never buffing anybody ever again. I'm never buffing somebody who's PvP flagged ever again. Unless I'm in a contested zone and then everybody's flagged and it doesn't matter. Yeah, like buffing that person, that costs me some time. So yeah, obviously we can't buff anymore. Let's find an anvil. We will go ahead and we'll turn the ore into bars and we'll put it on the auction house. Yeah, I stayed buffed for approximately like 5 seconds before I got murdered. It was nice while it lasted. It just didn't last long. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna take your gold. Yeah. I appreciate that, thank you. If you are out there and you just gave me gold, I really appreciate that. That was very kind of you. And yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna take it. Yep. I appreciate that. I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna take it in the spirit in which it was given. As a gift. I always feel rude if I like turn down gifts. If someone goes to give me something and I cancel the trade, I just feel like a jerk. So, there we go. And I am trying to amass a fortune of about a bazillion gold, so I guess, like, you know, everything helps. So I do want to have about a bazillion gold on this server. Carnifexia, that's awesome. I'm glad you're having a good time. Alright, let's go pop this stuff on the auction house. We've also got a couple of greens we can put up. Yeah, I should do this too with the tailoring. Yeah, I could probably get this leveled up a little bit if I want to spend the time making all these into bolts right now. Then I could probably do a little bit of tailoring. It's going to take a minute to get this all converted into bolts. And by a minute, I mean like this could take several minutes. That's like the one downside. I like one small change I would make to classic. I would make the bars, the crafting bars, I would make them move about twice as fast. If the crafting bars moved about twice as fast, that would be ideal. I need to get to a point where I can sell bags. Like, this little bag's not going to sell for anything, but once I can make, like, 8-slot, 10-slot bags, then I can start selling them for a little bit on the auction house. But yeah, maybe I should let these run. Let's check the mailbox also and see what we sold. Nice. Okay, so we sold the copper bars. That's really good. We'll put 2 more of them up. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll just make this. This is gonna take a minute, so yeah. It's going to take a minute, but it's going to be worth it. What level can you use mounts? In Classic Era, you get your mount at level 40. But your mount costs about 100 gold between the mount and the training for the mount. And in Classic Era, 100 gold is quite a bit. Unless you're a paladin or a warlock, and then you get your mount for free. But yeah, otherwise it costs quite a bit of gold, and you don't get it to level 40. And then you get faster riding, you get at level 60, which is level cap. Yeah, Paladin's a great leveling class. Paladin is not a good, like, DPS class for endgame. Like, if you were gonna do a raid or something, like, on a Paladin at endgame, you'd probably be a healer. But it's a really good leveling class. It just doesn't deal the amount of damage that, like, many other pure DPS classes deal. That's true of a lot of specs in vanilla, like enhancement shaman, druids. Like, they just, like, when it comes to sheer DPS output, they're never gonna match a warrior or a mage or a rogue or a hunter. But it's a good leveling class, and it's a great healing class if you choose to go that route. Like, my Pally's gonna heal. That's gonna be what we do in group content on the Pally. We're gonna heal stuff. Alright, let's go get some materials and we'll see what we can do. I feel like making these for skill ups, that's probably the way to go. Coarse thread. And then we'll check the trainer and see if we can learn any more things.
How are you? Safe travels.
Alright, before we do too much, let's park ourselves around the corner. I kind of wish they would consolidate the tailoring trainers so that they're all in one building. It's a little bit of a pain to have to go to one building for the supplies, and then you have to go to the other building for the actual training. It's kind of weird.
Hello.
Yeah, see, we've got stuff here. We don't have any wool yet, that's the problem. Yeah, green wool vest. That's a vest, I guess. Like, I'm not really sure what's holding that on. I mean, I could speculate. I'm not really sure what's holding that on. No stats on it though. So I don't know about that. These would be nice. Oh my god, we have lag. It's a decent time for lag, I guess. It would be nice to make these. We don't have any wool, so there's really not a lot I can do. I can make this. That's going to be something we can equip right now. Let's go ahead and do that. YouTube is having a spot of lag. And then the wool bags. So yeah, we're at a point where we need to be getting into having wool, but we just don't have any yet. The add-on that we're using for the bag for the inventory is called Bagnon. Bagnon. I feel like I could put these greens on the auction house. I shouldn't vendor these. 2 intellect, 2 spirits, pretty good. We'll put them on the auction house for like 15 or 20 silver. And we'll see if they sell. Wow, look at that. Silver bars are selling for 2 gold for a single bar. Wow. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and put that up there. 2 gold for 1 bar. And I think that is basically it. I'm curious how much I could get for selling wool bags. See, look at this. The bottomless bag. Like, I don't know what kind of mats it takes to make this, but people are selling this for almost 3,000 gold. Even mooncloth bags are selling for 150 gold. The traveler's backpack, 16 slots, 120. Once I can start making bags, that's gonna be like some relatively easy money. 10 slot bags are 4 gold. So yeah, even making like 10 slot bags could make us some money. All right, I think that's everything that we need to do for now. Let's check our skills. Mining is good, tailoring is good, cooking is good, fishing is good. We are good. Is the paladin similar to like a priest? You do a lot of auto attacking. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like auto attacky. You basically you judge your seal, and then like usually I judge my seal like once or twice a fight. And besides that, you're just auto attacking. It's a really nice class to level up as. And it's since it's a melee class, like if you have a good weapon, you can get those big crits. Big crits are always fun. I'll take it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's going to help out immensely. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we had a little bit of lag. We still have lag. Yeah, we've been having some lag for the past like 10 minutes. Nothing on my end. I think it's something on the YouTube side. Yeah, I've already checked everything on my end. There's nothing I can do about it. It straightened itself out for a while and then it just got worse. So yeah, you're probably getting some buffering. Probably a little bit of buffering. Yeah, it's been really bad for like the past 10 minutes. This is probably the worst lag that I've ever had with YouTube. It's been I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't crashed out completely. Yeah. It's been spiky all over the place. I'm not sure if it's going to sort itself out. But yeah, guys, I'm actually out of time for today. I'm trying to wait for the lag to subside. It looks like it subsided a little bit. But I am basically all out of time anyway. So I do have to go. Over the weekend, I'm not going to be on Saturday. But I do think I'm going to stream a little bit on Sunday. So like right now, the main days for streaming are going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday is going to be like my for sure consistent days for now. And then if I have a day on the weekend that it works out where I have the time, then I'll jump on the weekend and we'll stream a day on the weekend as well. And this weekend, it's going to be Sunday. It turns out there's a lot of preseason NFL games on Saturday, so I will be spending Saturday at home watching American football. And then Sunday we'll jump back on here and we'll do a bit more. In the meantime, I'll be dropping the Pally videos pretty consistently. On days that I don't stream, I'm trying to put out 2 of the Paladin videos. And then on days that I do stream, I'm trying to drop at least 1 video on those days as well. So yeah, that's it for me for today, guys. Thank you all very much for being here and for hanging out. I truly do appreciate all the support. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And we'll see you back in Azeroth sometime very soon. Bye for now.